Hey everybody, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com, and today is Saturday, and it is the 7th of February. You want astrology? Let's go. I have some astrology for you, and it's going to be quite the astrology, right? All right, so, look, it's Catterday, like we like to call it, which is Saturday, and the moon in Libra is going to be void of course at 6:59 in the morning. We lose that little bit of creative oomph that we may have gained yesterday. Then that's going to go away, and we're going to have a void of course moon. But, got a surprise for you, okay? Now, this void of course is right at the heart of the day. So the moon's going to enter Scorpio at 2:13 in the afternoon. So we have from almost 7 o'clock in the morning till 2:15-ish, 2:13 in the afternoon. The moon is whispering in your ear. And at some point during this void of course, you're going to be asked to pick a direction. Now, this is going to be a highly personal question about where you want your creative energy to flow. There's a couple of reasons for that. We'll get into it. The moon in Libra doesn't like choosing. So here's the thing. After the moon enters Scorpio, the direction will come to you like a thunderbolt. You've probably been thinking about it, seen little signs towards it, pointing towards that direction as we're going along. But now it's going to become pretty crystal clear. It's very important that you follow this creative urge and begin to devote some time to it, okay? It must be burnished and prepared for the Pisces season. And today's keyword is proper tooling. Okay, so you need the right tools to get the job done, right? And our color is an overcast sky. Aquarius season is now in full swing. Wishful thinking, there's a slip. What are we headed towards? Look, if you're going to the big game, then bravo, good for you. Go, enjoy it, enjoy the time, enjoy the atmosphere. Do the things you have to do. If you're doing the family thing, which a lot of people do, then you need to prepare for it, okay? My advice is that you do it early, before the void of course moon, right? Get it taken care of early. That's if you're doing the family thing, or if you're planning on going to something. Now, for my creative and musical friends out there, now is the time to take advantage of Venus squaring Uranus. Now, aren't squares supposed to be bad, Shane? Generally speaking, but when Venus is involved, Venus is a major benefic, so not necessarily. And I already told you that the crypto route was going to continue. I told you that last week. And boy, has it ever, okay? Uranus retrograde in Taurus is usually good for things for that. Why? Because it wants to be a contrarian. Now, Uranus is direct. And we're going to see Uranus moving towards Gemini. And when Uranus enters Gemini, it will be there for the next 7 years. So, that is what we're doing. Venus is asking Uranus what needs to suddenly shift. Remember, Taurus creates. It can be creative. It's a Venus-ruled sign, right? It's art. It's the enjoyment of art. It's the enjoyment of pleasure. It's the creation. It's a nice singing voice, right? Taurus is renowned for that. Yes, that is one of the things that we need to be focusing on. Why? To be a contrarian, right? You think you need to get your career going in a certain direction, but no, you need to balance it with the things that you do, that you enjoy doing, and that we need to express to help our society advance in ways that we would like to see it advance in. Now, Mercury and Venus are conjunct. So Mercury just entered Pisces and is bringing Venus along with it because they're still conjunct. They're about 4 degrees. They're separating, but there's 4 degrees of separation there. Still conjunct, okay? It's separating conjunction, but they're still conjunct. So now Venus gets that creative vibe, that nostalgic vibe. What did we used to do? What is it that we enjoy doing? What is it that we need to spend more time doing? Yeah, something like that, right? Okay. Now, Venus is feeling the creative urge, but she's going to feel it in a more practical Aquarian way. And that means we need the tools to do the creative aspects of our jobs. Either that, or we need more training, or perhaps all of the above. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now, make sure your plans for any parties that you may either be hosting or invited to are done by the morning. I've said that already. By the time the moon swings into Scorpio and is trine with Mercury, that is when the lightning strikes, okay? That is when the bagpipes come out and I'm shipping up to Boston gets dusted off. What will you pull out of your creative closet? Now here's a disclaimer. I don't own bagpipes, okay? However, my manager at work happens to be a piper. Okay, go figure. However, but the 3D success that was realized in Scorpio, when the sun was in Scorpio, is really what we're talking about. And because Pisces is that nostalgic sign, that trine between the moon and Scorpio and Mercury and Pisces conjunct with Venus is where this brings us. This is where this comes from. This is where this is coming from. Now, the 3D success that was realized in Scorpio, look, it took a brief hiatus for the holidays. And since then, it appears to be in hibernation, quite honestly. But it's going to be awakened today. And it begins by asking us another musical question. Is that all there is? Is that all there is? The answer is a creatively resounding no. Of course not. We need to balance everything. That's Libra. But do it in a nostalgic way of things that we've done before. Oh, that's Pisces. Creative, Scorpio. Neptune is in Aries, and that's where all of this stuff is going, right? Because we are going to be creating in new ways. But it's time we get off of our collective behinds and really start pushing forward and leading into this, as they say. Now, blow off the dust and get busy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be musical instruments either. It can be paper, pen. It can be art. It can be anything. Creative. Dance. Doesn't matter. If it is a form of expression, do it. It's thoroughly acceptable to acquire new tools at this time. Okay? Upgrades. Do that stuff. It's a good time for it. This is a soft revolution of sorts. Mercury senses what is coming when the Sun and Venus slip into Pisces. We are ready once again to try to maximize our 3D prospects, but we cannot do that without spending time on things that fulfill us spiritually and feed our creative needs to express love and empathy for those around us. Because there is no why. That 3D stuff, that's not all there is. That's not all there is. There's more. Lots more. The 3D gives us the freedom to do this, to explore where Neptune and Aries is beginning to take us. And that is the important message of today. Okay, pretty intense. Now, in 1817, we're going back to Baltimore, okay? Baltimore becomes the first American city lit by gas street lamps, with the first turned on Market and Lemon Streets. Currently, they're actually Baltimore and Holiday Streets. Gaslight's first city to do it, Baltimore. Okay. And our birth is in 1478, and it's Thomas More. Thomas More, philosopher, statesman, all that stuff, right? English philosopher, Renaissance humanist, author. He wrote Utopia. Oh, Utopia, right? And a statesman, Lord Chancellor from 1529 to 1532. He died in 1535. And he's also a Catholic saint. He's born in London. Now, why is this important for me today? And died in, like I said, in 1535. Well, when I was scrolling along on good old social media, good old TikTok, Stephen Colbert came up with Sir Ian McKellen performing a speech on Stephen Colbert's show from a play called Thomas More, where More addresses the crowd on Evil May Day. Now, this is not from Austin Powers. It's Evil May Day in 1517, because riots broke out in London in protest of, wait for it, immigrant workers. So there's a nice long speech in there, written by Shakespeare, delivered by Thomas More to an angry crowd. It's worth watching, worth looking for. Yep, Ian McKellen does it. Stephen Colbert. Look it up on TikTok if you want to. And that is all I have for you. So, appreciate and love every single one of you. I do. I appreciate all the comments. I don't think I got back to Trish today. And it's Siranya with an I. It's Siran. I'll put it in the comments. Don't worry. It's like 3 a.m. right now. I'm not going to try to spell it. All right. It's with a Y. Y-A. Siranya. N-Y-A. So anyway, let's recap. Today's keyword is proper tooling. The color is an overcast sky. Look, this creative stuff is very important. It came to me intuitively. I waited intentionally today to get to this point. I have 2 new tapers over there. The taper on the right-hand side has burned faster. They are not equal height right now. And this is very, very interesting because I believe that it's telling me that we need to spend some time on that creative stuff. That's what led into this whole discussion that we're having right now about the creativity and about the planets that are the moon in Scorpio, presaging all this stuff, because this is where we're really going to be. So by the next time the moon circles around into Scorpio, we'll have the sun and Venus in Pisces. And that's all I have for you. Today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.